Just having some late afternoon coffee. How is everybody today? John with you, and I haven't done a little video in a while, so I think it's time because really what's happened this past week here has been that a lot of more retail places have been opening up, and that includes some, not all, some of our thrift stores and some of our records shops. So this past week, several different times, I've been out shopping at our local thrift stores and record shop and have bought a few things, and I thought maybe I would just do sort of a combined haul to show you what I have gotten over the course of this past week. And it's been like, I'm frankly sort of addicted to going to thrift stores, and going this past few months without them has been like, it's the thing I've missed the most, because I have gone to the ocean and I have gone out, whatever, but the thing I've really missed during this sort of intense lockdown thing was thrift store shopping, because I just love to go, and record shopping. So I was really happy to do that. So let's look. I've been to a couple of Goodwills. I've been to a record shop, a book and record shop here, Ideas, used book and records. I've been to, where else have I been? Somewhere else, I don't remember. Anyway, this is kind of what I've gotten over the course of the past week. I did pick up some CDs at the Goodwill. Primarily it was 2 that I wanted, but it was buy 3, get 1 free, so I ended up getting 4. I mean, it seems sort of silly not to. But the ones I really wanted were these sort of electronica kind of lounge things. Emporio Armani Cafe, which I don't know if you like this kind of music, but I really enjoy this kind of loungy, down-tempo, some of it sort of danceable kind of music, and I like to get it on eBay really cheap, or like at thrift stores when I see it for a couple of dollars, to pick up these CDs, and I really enjoy that kind of music. Then I got a couple of new agey ones because I wanted to, get 2 more. So I got this Light and Shadows by Cassiopeia. It's a new age instrumental kind of group. And also, I haven't checked this one out yet, but I was a little curious, but Philip Elcano, Rain Dance from Desert Productions out of Reno, Nevada. But this is instrumentalist, sort of new age stuff. But I haven't checked this one out yet. I don't know, can't tell you, but I was curious about them. Then at another place, I got this one, Winter Paradise. This is made for Tommy Bahama. And these are just holiday songs, but with like a very nice steel drum, sort of tropical arrangements. Not cheapy arrangements, I mean really nice, classy ones. And I look forward to playing this during the holiday season, Winter Paradise. It's very nice. I do love Christmas music. That's usually one of the things when people move to Hawaii the first year. It's kind of funny. It's almost universally amongst people, is they get sort of depressed right at Christmas time if they're staying here, and just keep saying like they can't really get into the holiday spirit because, it's 80 degrees and the beach and the palm trees and all that, and they just can't get in this Christmas mood. I think that really only lasts the first year. After that, you can get into it just fine. Then I got some books. Now, let's look. I got quite a few books. Just kind of quickly, I like to read a lot of different kinds of things, but a lot of nonfiction and then a lot of historical fiction. I love like gothic-y sort of things as well. So I have, and a lot of like social histories, like, the histories of a certain hotel or the history of popcorn or whatever. I enjoy that kind of thing. So anyway, these are the books I've just picked up recently at thrift stores. The Lost Apostle, Searching for the Truth About Junia, who is some apostle that I know absolutely nothing about. So what's it say? It's about what happened to the female founders of the early church. I'm kind of interested in religious subjects, also, like either Christian ones or just crazy metaphysical, all sorts of weird things. I just enjoy it. The Confession, this book's really interesting to me. The Confessions of Max Tivoli by Andrew Sean Greer. Now, this is set in San Francisco, turn of the century, the last century, and it's about a guy who gets younger rather than older. I mean, he's born old and he kind of goes backward in time. And if you've ever seen The Curious Case of Benjamin Button, that's supposedly based on a short story, which I have read. I don't know that they ever talk about this book, and I'm like, well, this, for Pete's sakes, I mean, this sounds like the same idea. I didn't look to see when this was written, but, well, 2004. I don't know, but be an interesting read. This one, okay, I'm not sure how to say this. Cottingley or Cottingley Secret, someplace in England. You might remember or be familiar with the girls that took in England in the, I don't know when it was, either late 1800s or early 1900s, took pictures of fairies in their gardens, supposedly, and people, thought they were real, or were they not real, and Arthur Conan Doyle, who got kind of involved with them, and blah, blah, blah. Well, this is related to that. It's in 1917, okay, well, that answers that. 1917, this whole fairy stuff is going on with these girls. And in the present day, this woman inherits her grandfather's bookshop in a small Irish harbor town. She discovers more than old books. A forgotten manuscript tells an enchanting story of a nation gripped by fairy fever, and hauntingly familiar photographs stir painful memories of the past. Olivia begins to understand how Frances' story intertwines with her own, connecting to past and present. So I don't really know. It just sounds, like mystical and weird and whatever. Then Umberto Eco. Now, I don't know. In the Name of the Rose was a fantastic movie. I had a little trouble with the book. Wow, yeah, a little trouble. But, and I have something else of his I haven't read yet, The Island of the Day of Before. And I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get through them or not, because the writings, I don't know. It was kind of hard to get through in The Name of the Rose. But this is Baudolino. Again, it's just like a historical, non-fictional thing of somebody who is in 1204 in Constantinople in the Byzantine Empire, and they end up going on this journey in search of Prester John. I'm familiar with that, a legendary priest king who was said to rule over a vast kingdom in the East China area, who they never found. A phantasmagorical land of strange creatures with eyes on their shoulders and mouths on their stomachs, of eunuchs, unicorns, and lovely maidens. Blah, blah, blah. It's that story of that journey. So I don't know. Or him telling them these obviously not true tales of this journey. All right. Then I picked this one up at a different place. Murder for Christmas. This one's sort of self-explanatory. It's just a whole bunch of collected stories about, like murder mysteries at Christmas time. So I will be reading this during the holiday season. And I love the cover. I love its, what is the date? It's a little bit older, this book seems to me. I didn't look at the date, copyright date. This makes me feel like the 70s or something, but 1982, yeah. 1982. Murder for Christmas. Then I got... Okay, this book, I thought I didn't have it. I knew I had read it, but I didn't think I had it, but it turns out I do. So I only paid like $1 for it, so I'm going to give it to... Oh, yeah, Book Off. That's the other place I went. Book Off, which is inside of the Don Quixote store here, but they sell books and CDs, and a lot of what they have is $1, so it's great. Anyway, I got this for $1. It was missing the cover. I don't know if you've read any of the Griffin and Sabine trilogy. I think there's actually 4 books, 3 books or 4 books by Nick Bantock. And then he did some other books after that in a similar style. They're beautiful. Oh, I love them so much, man. They're just like, they're basically correspondence, like between people back and forth. So it's like postcards, you know, where they'll show you the front and the back. Like this is the back and what they were writing. That's the front of it. Beautiful imagery, all sort of, you know, mystical and weird. And some of them are postcards. Some of them are letters where the actual letter is in here that you can read. And it's just a story of the correspondence. And I thought I did not have this one, although I know I read it, but I did. So I'm going to give it to a friend of mine who was with me at the time, who really liked the look of it. So I just give it to him. And this book, finally, the final book I bought. This isn't really thrifting. This was from a used bookstore, Ideas, Books and Music. And I wouldn't normally pay this much for books, but I got my stimulus check, and you're kind of supposed to stimulate the economy. So this place has reopened recently, and I wanted to stimulate their business. And I just love this book, love this subject matter. I have a real interest in this. I have some other books about this as well, but this one looks really interesting. It's called Freakery, Cultural Experiments of the Extraordinary Body. So this is a collection of different writings, factual, like research writings, about sideshows, freak shows, human oddities, and people that were displayed and their stories, and like more scientific or sociological things about, well, let me just give you some titles because it's really interesting. I love this subject. The social construction of freaks, monsters in the marketplace, the exhibition of human oddities in early modern England. Freaking feminism, the life and loves of a she-devil, and nights at the circus as narrative freak shows. Being humaned, medical documentaries, and the hyper-realization of conjoined twins. Bodybuilding, a postmodern freak show. I don't know. But this book, yeah, really interesting to read that. Add it to my humongous pile of books. This is getting to be as big as my pile of records here. Okay, something else I bought, actually, it's what I'm wearing is something that I bought this past week, but kind of weird. I just had, I don't know, for the past year or so, I just have been having this little voice in my head that just keeps saying that I want to wear kaftans. Like, I don't know. And I look at, you know, pictures of these Arab ones and African ones in different places where these guys are like, that's kind of, they wear them there. And because I know in America, we don't really, you know, it's an oddity or whatever. But yeah, there's just this little voice I've been saying, like, I kind of want to wear them. Like, I don't know why. I like, yeah, like something about it. There is a guy here in Honolulu that wears them that I see on the city bus every so often around. An older guy. I mean, well, he might actually be younger than I am, really. But yeah, he wears them all the time. And I kind of, I go, you know, I kind of like that. I kind of like it. It's a look. Like, I don't know, anyway. So I saw one today and I'm like, I'm going to buy the damn thing. And yeah, so I'm wearing it. And we'll see whether, you know, others will follow. I have been looking at eBay on some of the Middle Eastern ones, what they're called, jabalas or something. Anyway, it's all kaftans, you know. It's boom, boom, these things. But I like it. I'm kind of digging it. And then I got, of course, a bunch of records, which, you know, really, I'm going to do a separate video about the records because I think they're more for my easy listening, moody mood music audience. But I'll just insert a really quick leaf through here. You gotta love when they come with the old catalogs. I love these things. And I did get one other record I just wanted to mention called Shepherd of Love by the New Creations Singers. Now you'll wonder, like, what are you doing? But I love, I do have a kind of like weird twisted love of like these sort of gospel-y groups, records, like, you know, from the 60s, 70s into the 80s, where some of it's just beautiful music. I mean, some of it I really like. And then some of it's like televangelists and stuff. I used to work at a Christian radio station years ago that did Christian, a long time ago. And I used certain artists I used to love to play. Like, I used to love Tammy Faye Baker records. I just love Tammy Faye Baker. So, like, I have some of her stuff, and, you know, Jimmy Swaggart, or as my uncle used to call him, Old Crying Jim, because he was always crying in his songs. And some of his songs are super pretty, like, they're really pretty. And then groups like this that sort of, they're kind of like easy listening music, but they're real pretty and harmonious, and it just takes you back, to me, like so 80s and so 70s, and like a different time period. So sometimes on Sundays I love to just, like, you know, have my little sacred music time, and some of it, like I said, some of it's amusing because it's so dated or something, and then other parts of it are really pretty, like it's really pretty. Anyway, so I do kind of pick some of these records up when I see them now and again. So that is all the stuff I bought lately, thrift store shopping. So thank goodness not all the thrift stores are open. I'm still waiting for Savers, Salvation Army, but the Goodwills are open, and some of the private ones and whatever are opening back up. So yay for that. So have a good week, and I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you want to see more. And looking forward to seeing what you guys are up to as the states are opening back up. I know we're all kind of on different schedules and doing things at different rates, but we're starting to get back out there, thank goodness. And I hope everybody is safe and well, and have a good week. And we'll talk to you in the next video.